Hi there, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Good, my name is Kim Smith. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Kim. I'm Sandra Brown.
Sandra Brown, okay. Now, can you tell me a little bit about why you're here today?
Well, I'm kind of embarrassed. It's foolish.
Foolish? Well, you don't have anything to be embarrassed about. This is a perfect time to kind of talk about what's going on.
Well, I'm a little nervous in a car now.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about why you're nervous in a car?
Well, this is the embarrassing part. I was in a car accident.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the car accident and when it occurred?
It wasn't a serious car accident, and that's why I'm uncomfortable with. I don't understand why I'm nervous, but I just got rear-ended when I was driving through a parking lot.
Okay.
And it was about a month ago.
Okay. So, were you injured at all in this car accident?
No, but I was really startled. It seemed to come out of nowhere, and it really startled me.
Okay. Now, was this the first time you've ever been in a car accident?
The first time, yeah, I think it actually was the first time I was in a car accident, and that especially one that I was driving.
Okay. So, it happened about a month ago, you said.
Yeah.
And it did startle you, is that correct? So now, do you find it hard to be a passenger in another vehicle, or do you find it hard to be the driver?
Either. Just
Okay.
being in the car.
Being in
makes
the
me
car.
nervous.
So have you been in the car since it happened?
Yes, but I'm getting so that I don't like to drive at all.
Okay. When did you notice that start to happen?
It was maybe the next day after the shock wore off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about what made you come in to talk to me and like how you think that this could benefit you?
Well, I'm just getting worried that I might become a nervous driver and cause an accident, or maybe even get so that I don't want to drive at all and I need to drive to get to work.
Okay, so why do you think you would become a nervous driver?
I keep thinking that people are going to change lanes on me, or they might back out when I'm driving, that they might change direction and back out from a driveway or something.
Okay. Are you used to driving in a big city, or do you do a lot of traveling?
I am used to driving in a big city, yeah, but I don't do a lot of traveling. No, when I travel, I don't drive.
Okay. So you usually take another form of transportation?
Yes, if I'm unfamiliar with where I'm going.
Okay. Do you ever find that you are uncomfortable in other forms of transportation besides a vehicle? Like besides a car?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe a little in a bus if I'm up front and I can see the traffic. Usually if I'm in a bus, I'll sit where I can't see what the driver's doing.
Okay. Now, have you talked to anybody about this besides me, or is this the first time that you've come to discuss it?
This is the first time. I've been too embarrassed to talk about it.
Why do you think that you're embarrassed?
Well, it's something everybody does. Everybody drives, and to just think that you don't want to drive anymore, that's embarrassing.
Okay. And that's perfectly natural. Now, do you think that, well, to me it seems as though ultimately you're worried about something that could potentially happen in the future.
Is
that correct?
Yes.
Can you kind of elaborate on any of these feelings?
Well, if I worry that if I get in another car accident, then I might not be able to afford my car insurance. This one I didn't have to pay for because it wasn't my fault, but then I start thinking if I have to pay really high premiums, I might not be able to afford to drive, and like I said, I need to drive to get to work.
Okay, is that the only concern that you have? Are there other things that are worrisome about accidents and...
No, I think that's all that I really worry about, is just to have another accident, how that would affect me that way.
Let me get this straight. So you think the main concern that you have would be insurance rates going up? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you worried about any other thing, like the potentiality of somebody getting hurt, or you having to, recover in some sort of a way?
Yeah, you're right. I am worried about what would happen if I hurt somebody else, because I was being nervous. And what if I had someone in my car and then I had an accident and they got hurt? I would feel terrible about that.
Okay. But you do have to go to work every single day, right?
Yes.
Okay, and do you do a lot of outside activities outside of the home?
I do, actually.
Okay. Now, have you tried other forms of transportation, like taking a bus or carpooling with friends, to kind of ease your way back into it so that you don't have as many opportunities to drive?
Maybe I should try that. I haven't really tried that yet, but that might help.
Okay. Now, have you thought about maybe talking to any of your friends about this, or...
I suppose I could talk about it with my best friend, but a lot of times I find I worry that people will be judgmental, and I don't want to tell them my problems.
Okay. So how about we go back to the accident here for a minute? I'm kind of curious to know about the circumstances, like, underlying the accident. Like, can you kind of give me a breakdown of exactly what happened that day?
Yeah, I was just driving out of the parking lot, and this young girl just jumped in her car. Well, I didn't even see her jump in the car. I saw somebody else sitting in their car, and all of a sudden their face got really, like, you could see something was wrong, and I thought, that's strange. And then